Off lecture. Learn beyond class.
Imagine improving yourself by just 1% today.
Just 1%.
Yeah, I mean, it seems tiny, right? Almost totally invisible. Like if you were looking at it from the outside, you honestly wouldn't even notice a 1% shift.
Right, you'd completely miss it.
Exactly. But what if that tiny 1% daily shift actually made you like 37 times better by the end of the year?
Which is just a staggering concept to wrap your head around.
It really is. And the wild part is our brains are actively wired to basically reject that exact 1% shift. We're utterly obsessed with massive overnight transformations. You know, the lottery win or the 30-day fitness shred, the viral business success.
Oh yeah, the highlight reel.
Right. But neurologically, that obsession with the massive leap is exactly why we fail so consistently.
It is, it's the ultimate paradox of human behavior, really. Because we judge our potential by our highest aspirations, right? But our daily lives are entirely shaped by these microscopic, almost unconscious decisions.
Which brings us to today's topic. For this deep dive, we are pulling from a massive stack of materials, book summaries, psychological comparison articles, and the core writings from James Clear's #1 New York Times bestseller, Atomic Habits.
A book that has sold, what, over 25 million copies?
Yeah, 25 million. It's fundamentally changed how people view self-improvement. And our mission for this deep dive is to basically act as your ultimate manual. We're bypassing all the dense academic jargon and those, empty motivational platitudes.
Right, no, just try harder advice today.
Exactly. We want to give you a practical, step-by-step roadmap to build good habits, break the bad ones, and actually become the person you want to be.
And we're going to explain the underlying neurological why behind all your daily behaviors. Because the materials we're looking at today really strip away the whole mythology of success.
They really do.
It's not about finding more willpower. It's about recognizing that beneath our grand ambitions, there's this fascinating, ancient biological script running in the background. Like every time you mindlessly refresh your phone.
Oh, I do that way too much.
We all do. Or, when you bite your nails, when a stressful email comes in. Your brain is executing an incredibly efficient energy-saving program.
And before we can help you build a new routine, we have to address why we usually fail at them. The sources introduce this massive paradigm shift right out of the gate. We naturally gravitate towards setting these huge goals, right? New Year's resolutions, 5-year plans.
The big milestones.
Yeah. But the texts argue this is exactly where we go wrong. They say we need to forget about goals and focus on systems. And I have to push back on this a little bit. Wait, aren't goals essential?
No.
I mean, we've always been told to set big, ambitious goals if we want to succeed. Are the sources really saying goals just don't matter?
What's fascinating here is the distinction the sources make between the direction you're heading and the actual machinery propelling you. Goals set the direction. Systems dictate the progress.
Okay, so they aren't useless.
No, not useless, but severely overvalued because of survivorship bias. We look at an Olympic gold medalist and we assume their massive goal is what got them there. But think about it. Every single athlete at the Olympics wants the gold medal.
Oh, wow. Right.
Every candidate interviewing for a job wants the job. The winners and the losers have the exact same goals.
That's a really good point. So the goal itself can't be the differentiator.
Exactly. The only thing separating the victor from the runner-up is the daily system of habits they actually implemented.
So it's like an analogy. The goal is like deciding you want to win a championship.
Sure.
But the system is the daily practice drills. You can't just stare at the scoreboard and expect to win the game.
That is a perfect encapsulation. Staring at the scoreboard does nothing. And that leads to one of the most famous quotes from the material. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems.
You fall to the level of your systems. That's heavy.
It is. If you're struggling to change your habits, the problem isn't your desire. The problem is a design flaw in your system. Which brings us back to that 1% rule you mentioned. The math here is wild.
Let's get into the math.
Yeah.
Because it's not just a cute metaphor. Small habits are literally the compound interest of self-improvement.
Right.
If you get just 1% better each day for a year because of compounding, you end up nearly 38 times better.
38 times, not 38%.
Exactly. But the inverse is what really scares me. If you decline by 1% daily, you skip the workout, eat the junk food, you decline almost down to 0. Time just magnifies the margin between success and failure.
Whatever you feed into your system, time will multiply it. Your outcomes are just lagging measures of your habits. Your net worth is a lagging measure of your financial habits. Your physical fitness is a lagging measure of your eating habits.
Even your messy living room is a lagging measure of your cleaning habits.
Exactly. You get what you repeat.
Okay, so if we accept that our systems are the engine of change, the next logical question is, what fuels them? Why do we abandon the new gym routine after, like, 3 weeks?
Well, the materials suggest it's because of a fundamental mismatch in how we view ourselves. It's about identity.
Right. The text says lasting change doesn't start with what you do, it starts with what you believe about yourself.
James Clear identifies these 3 layers of behavior change. Think of them like the rings of an onion.
Okay.
The outermost layer is your outcomes, what you get. Losing weight, writing a book. The middle layer is processes, what you do. Going to the gym, sitting at your desk to write.
And the innermost layer.
That's your identity, what you believe, your worldview, your self-image. Most people start from the outside in. They say, I want to lose weight, the outcome.
Right, which we've all done.
Yes. Then they start a restrictive diet, the process. But they never shift their underlying identity. They still internally view themselves as an unhealthy person who is just temporarily depriving themselves.
Oh, that makes so much sense. It's like a thermostat in a window.
How so?
If your internal identity, your thermostat, is set to 70 degrees, but you try to force a change by throwing open the window to let in the freezing winter cold, the room will temporarily cool down.
Right.
That's outcome-based change. But eventually, the furnace is going to kick on and fight that cold air until it brings the room right back to 70 degrees.
That's a great way to put it. You're constantly fighting yourself.
So you have to reprogram the thermostat. You have to build identity-based habits. The goal isn't, I want to read a book. The goal is, I want to become a reader.
Exactly. And the sources share this really incredible illustrative example about a woman on her first day of high school.
Oh, the name story. I love this.
Yeah. So she's in a classroom full of complete strangers. The teacher has everyone introduce themselves. And at the end, the teacher asks if anyone can remember everyone's name.
And she raises her hand.
Right. And she accurately names all 30 students in the room. The guy next to her was stunned. He couldn't even remember her name.
Which is funny, but also profound.
It is, because the significance wasn't just the memory trick. It was the psychological imprint. She proved to herself in that moment, I am the type of person who remembers names.
And that locked in her identity.
Right. Decades later, she still has that skill because her behavior aligns with her self-image.
So what does this all mean? We can't all just have a serendipitous memory trick to forge our identities.
No, we can't.
The book says every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. It's like an election.
Which is such a liberating analogy.
Totally. Because you don't need a unanimous vote to change your identity.
Right.
You just need a majority. If you eat a donut for breakfast, you haven't ruined your life.
Yeah.
You just cast one vote for the unhealthy version of you.
Exactly. A single missed workout doesn't ruin you.
Right. As long as you followed up with a salad for lunch and a walk, you're casting majority votes for the healthy version of you.
Yes. Your habits shape your identity, and your identity shapes your habits. But knowing who you want to be is kind of the philosophical part.
Right.
How do you actually cast those votes in daily life? This is where we have to transition into the neurology. We have to map out the habit loop.
Okay, let's get into the brain wiring. The materials state that every single habit follows a 4-step neurological feedback loop. Cue, craving, response, and reward.
Yes. And to understand this, you have to look at evolutionary biology. The brain is an energy conservation machine. Conscious thought takes a ton of glucose.
So it automates things to save energy.
Exactly. The basal ganglia takes repeated behaviors and automates them, like the famous MIT rat experiments the sources reference.
Oh, where they put the rats in the T-shaped maze with the chocolate.
Yes. At first, the rat's brain is working overtime, sniffing corners, processing every detail. But after running the maze dozens of times, the brain activity actually plummets.
It just goes on autopilot.
Right. It offloads the behavior to the basal ganglia. And that automated sequence starts with step 1, the cue. A trigger that predicts a reward.
Like a push notification on your phone.
Exactly. It's a visual cue. But the cue doesn't force you to act. Your phone buzzing doesn't grab your hand. It triggers step 2, the craving.
The craving is the motivational force, right?
Yes, and it's crucial to understand you don't crave the habit itself. You crave the change in state. You don't crave scrolling Instagram. You crave distraction or social connection.
Then comes step 3, the response.
The actual action, picking up the phone.
Which leads to step 4,
Right.
the reward. The end goal that satisfies the craving and teaches your brain to repeat it next time. Cue, craving, response, reward.
Right. And what's interesting is the comparison articles we reviewed. They contrast this book with Charles Duhigg's older book, The Power of Habit.
I've read that one. It's great.
It is. But the article points out a big difference. The Power of Habit is like a documentary. It explains why habits happen on a macro level.
But Atomic Habits is a manual.
Exactly. It provides the scaffolding to actively hack this loop. Clear created the 4 laws of behavior change to master these 4 steps. Make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, make it satisfying.
And if you want to break a bad habit, you just invert the laws, right?
Yeah.
Make it invisible, unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying.
Precise.
Okay, let's unpack this. Let's start with the first 2 laws, designing the cue and the craving. Because you can't take action if you don't notice the trigger, right?
Right.
Law 1, make it obvious. The sources talk about a strategy called habit stacking. The formula is, after current habit, I will do new habit.
Yes. Like after I pour my morning coffee, I will meditate for 1 minute.
Why does that work so much better than just saying, I'll meditate today?
Because of synaptic pruning. The sources highlight this mind-blowing Oxford study. Newborn babies actually have far more neurons than adults do.
Wait, really? That seems backward.
It does, but as we age, the brain uses a use it or lose it policy. It prunes away neural pathways we don't use and strengthens the ones we use constantly.
Okay, so it's like city players building roads.
Yeah.
If a dirt road gets a ton of traffic, they pave it and turn it into a highway.
Yes.
But if no one drives on an old highway, the forest just reclaims it over time.
Exactly. By the time you're an adult, the neural pathway for pouring your morning coffee is a high-speed 8-lane highway. It takes 0 effort. Habit stacking just builds a little off-ramp from that existing highway.
You piggyback on the strong connection.
Exactly. But you have to be specific. James Clear tried to habit stack push-ups by saying, when I take a break for lunch, I'll do 10 push-ups. It failed completely.
Because taking a break is too vague. It's not a physical cue.
Right. He had to change it to, when I close my laptop for lunch, I will do 10 push-ups. The physical act of shutting the laptop is an undeniable cue.
That makes total sense. And this ties into environment design, right? The sources say willpower is basically overrated.
Completely overrated. We think successful people just have incredible discipline. The science says they just design their environments better. They remove the temptation entirely.
So if you want to eat healthier, you don't hide the apples in the bottom drawer of the fridge. You put them in a huge bowl right on the counter in plain sight. Make it obvious.
And for bad habits, make it invisible. Don't just put your phone face down on your desk while you work. The cue is still there. Put it in another room.
Okay, so we've noticed the cue. Now, law 2, make it attractive. This is about the craving.
Right. And dopamine plays a huge role here. We usually think of dopamine as the pleasure chemical, like we get it when we eat the chocolate.
But it's actually about anticipation, right?
Exactly. Primate studies showed dopamine spikes before the reward when the cue is recognized. That anticipation is what drives the motivation to act.
So to build a habit, we use temptation bundling. Pair an action you need to do with one you want to do.
Yes, I only get to watch my favorite Netflix show while I'm walking on the treadmill. You bundle the craving.
I love that. And the text also talks about the power of the tribe.
Oh, this is huge. Evolutionarily, being separated from the tribe meant death. So we have this intense drive to fit in and adopt the normal behaviors of our group.
Which explains why it's so hard to eat a healthy salad if your entire family is eating fast food every night.
It's exhausting. To your primitive brain, eating that salad is social rebellion. It's terrifying.
So the hack is to join a culture where your desired behavior is the normal behavior, like joining a running club.
Exactly. Then the habit becomes attractive because it earns you social approval.
Okay, so you've noticed the cue, you feel the craving. But what if the task itself just feels way too hard?
That brings us to Law 3, make it easy. This tackles the law of least effort.
Human nature. We're so lazy.
We are. We biologically gravitate toward whatever requires the least energy. So we have to eliminate friction. Focus on action, not motion.
What's the difference there?
Motion is researching the best running shoes. Action is actually running around the block. Motion feels productive, but it doesn't produce an outcome.
Oh, I get stuck in motion all the time, planning the workout instead of doing it.
We all do, which is why the book introduces the 2-minute rule. Scale any new habit down so it takes under 2 minutes.
Right, so read 30 pages becomes read 1 page.
Yeah.
But I have to ask, does reading just 1 page of a book actually accomplish anything? Or is it just a mental trick?
It sounds like a trick.
Yeah, like I know I'm tricking myself.
But here's the thing. A habit must be established before it can be optimized. You are mastering the art of showing up.
Oh, I see.
If you read one page every night, you are paving that neural highway. You are casting a vote for the identity of a reader. Once the habit is automatic, then you can increase the time.
You can't optimize a habit that doesn't exist. That is so good.
Exact.
Okay, and law 4. Make it satisfying. The brain prioritizes immediate rewards over delayed ones, right?
Yes, smoking a cigarette gives immediate relief, but delayed lung cancer. Exercise gives immediate discomfort, but delayed health.
So we have to artificially add small, immediate rewards to our good behaviors, like habit tracking.
Yes, crossing a day off a calendar gives you this immediate visual hit of dopamine. It closes the loop.
And the ultimate rule of tracking is never miss twice.
This is vital. Missing once is just a mistake. Life happens.
But missing twice is the start of a new bad habit.
Exactly, because of the voting system. You miss 2 days in a row, you're voting for the identity of someone who quits. So even if you have a terrible day, just do the 2-minute version. Keep the streak alive.
Keep the identity alive.
Exactly. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, once a habit is formed, we face a new enemy. Boredom.
Right, because it's too easy now.
Yes. So we use the Goldilocks rule. Humans experience peak motivation when working on tasks right on the edge of their current abilities, about 4% beyond what you can currently do.
Not too hard, not too easy. Just right.
Exactly. It keeps you engaged and leads to actual mastery.
Wow. We have covered so much ground today. To summarize this dynamic conversation, to change your life, you really don't need radical transformations. You need atomic-sized changes.
You really do. Focus on your systems, not your goals.
Right. Vote for your desired identity and hack your habit loop by making good behaviors obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying.
It's an incredible manual for human behavior.
So listener, here is our actionable challenge for you today. Pick one habit you want to start today. Shrink it down using the 2-minute rule and stack it onto something you already do without thinking, like taking off your work shoes.
And as you do that, I want to leave you with a final thought to mull over. If you repeated your exact daily actions from today for the next 365 days, where would you end up? Are the daily votes you cast today actually electing the future you want?